Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Kodak Black talks about Lauren London while Rick Ross gets a Nipsey Hussle tattoo. How High Part 2 comes out on 420, and Lil Uzi Vert music keeps leaking. Let's talk hip-hop.
My nigga,
Lauren London, that baby though, she finna be out here single. She finna be a whole widow out here. I'd be the best man I could be, fuck. I'd give her a whole year. She might need a whole year to be crying and shit. The for dude though. I ain't trying to shoot at her. I'm saying this, look. No, she could do 2-3 years, but I try to be like, if you need a friend to holler or show the mean or you can call my line.
Alright, yo, so listen. He's there, right? He's on live, right? And sometimes, like, this is a conversation that, like, you would have with your homeboys, right? Like, I feel like sometimes maybe Kodak Black, like, forgets that he's on live or something. Like, I want to say, like, the whole internet, like, everybody's blowing up and talking about this and saying that he was, like, being disrespectful to Nipsey and stuff like that. Or Lauren London. I don't think that he's really being disrespectful to Nipsey, right? Or Lauren London, right? It's definitely too soon for you to be, like, scheming on, you know, this man's girl when he just passed away not even a week ago, right? There hasn't even been a funeral, right? We all know Lauren London is fine as hell, right? And a bunch of people probably want to get at her, right? Ever since she was up in ATL, right? So we get it. But at the same time, it is too soon, right? So he was talking, he's like, yo, she's a little baby, right? And so, not the rapper Lil Baby, but when Kodak Black, he has his own kind of slang. So when he says she's a little baby, that means like she's a fine ass young woman. So, right? Like he looking for a little baby that'll listen, right? First of all, he knows she got a good head hush. Anyway, so then he's like, you know, his homeboy is like, bro, it is too soon, right? And Kodak Black's basically like, yo, I ain't trying to shoot at her, right? Like, I know that she probably gonna need a whole year, you know, before she's even thinking about dating somebody. He then went on to say she might even need 2 or 3 years before anything, because you got to keep in mind they got kids and all that shit, right? So he even went to say like she might need 2 or 3 years, and then he goes, but you know, she need a shoulder to cry on or something, you know, just let her know, or I'm letting her know that I'm here for her, like as a friend, right? But obviously that kind of friend that of course wants to make it something more one day, you know. It's cool, I get it, you know. Kodak is young, so he just the whole Young and May thing, you know. Lauren London, it's like he's just really outspoken, and if he likes a girl, he's just gonna go ahead and just like say it, you know what I'm saying? Funny as hell, right? So anyway, right, also some news came out that Kodak Black is officially being charged in North Carolina on like this rape case, right? So Kodak Black had a whole lot of like legal issues and things like that a couple years ago, right? He's been in and out of jail, and then last time that he went to jail, he spent like a good little while in jail, right? But they told him like, if you just knock this sentence out, you could stay in jail, and then when you get out, you're not going to be on any papers, you're not going to be on probation, you're not going to have to check in, nothing like that. So he was like, you know what, fine, I'm gonna just do it like that. I'm gonna just do my sentence so that when I get out, I don't have to be on no papers and nothing like that, right? And then, I don't know if y'all remember, but like on Hot 97, when Kodak Black went up there to talk about his album, Ebro kind of was grilling him and talking about, oh, well, the only reason why you here is because they told me you got to be here type shit, you know, like, oh, we're not supposed to talk about no open cases, but what about your open case? You know, like that's what Ebro was like getting at Kodak, but this is why, right? And I didn't know this, but he hasn't even been officially charged with this case up until yesterday. So Friday, news came out that officially they're charging him with, you know, sexual misconduct or rape or whatever for this girl, right? It was a girl, but she was 18 years old. This happened 3 years ago, back in like 2016, where she said that, you know, he forced her to do something and he wasn't saying, you know, he wasn't listening to her when she was saying stop or whatever like that. I don't know. You know, it seems kind of weird that they would just charge him right now. You know, if they really had a case, they would have been charged him. So I don't know what's going on. Of course, we don't want to victim blame, but we don't always want to say, oh, it was this guy's fault, it was the rapper's fault, because just how like we saw with Jussie Smollett, he straight up came out and lied and said that he was a victim and he was not telling the truth at all. Just like we saw with Chris Brown, where that one girl came out and said that he did this and that, but she was straight lying. So, you know, you just never know, right? So we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. But yeah, man, you know, Kodak Black, he's just been in a lot lately, you know. Super outspoken, and kind of reminds me like if Old Dirty Bastard had like an Instagram, like Kodak Black would be that, you know. Like it's a good thing that there was no, you know, social media and shit like that back in the day, because things would have been crazy, right? I don't think that he's trying to disrespect Nipsey Hussle though, at all, in any shape or form, at all. So, you know, so Rick Ross then, you know, turns around and gets a Nipsey Hussle like tattoo. Now I done seen like mad murals. I done seen a lot of Nipsey Hussle tattoos with fans and everything. And Rick Ross went and got a Nipsey Hussle tattoo too.
She just laced me with the new tat. R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. We got some more time to do. We got some small details to do, but man, my shit had to swell up. Y'all hit up and let her know how dope she is.
Yo, this is fire, right? Because it's like, you know, he had the girl come to his crib, you know, she sat there, she did it. I can't really tell like what part of his body it's on. It looks like his arm, like the forearm, like right here. But then again, I know Rick Ross got mad tattoos all over his arm. So like, where would you find room to put that? You know what I'm saying? But it's a dope ass tattoo and it's a cool dedication. I don't know if y'all remember, but yo, Nipsey Hussle and Rick Ross, they worked together like a few times. They had that one song on God Forgives, I Don't, on Rick Ross's joint with Stally, which was fire. Nipsey Hussle did the third verse and he did the hook too. So that was good, man. It's just like a real sad situation. It's just crazy to see how like everybody is mourning this dude, right? Like niggas in the hood get shot every day, but when a good dude gets taken, like people could be like, oh, you know, and it could be like the craziest killer, crack dealer, rapist, you know, and they'll be like, he was a good man, and you know, they would just be like talking like a lot of shit, you know, at his funeral. He was a good man, and you talking about when he was like in 4th grade or something like that, but you know that little Ron was a piece of shit though. But you know, Nipsey Hussle is not one of those guys. Nipsey Hussle was like a genuine good dude who got taken from us. So now everybody's like, wow, yo, this was a dead, like legit a good dude that got taken from us. So it's horrible. It's sad. It's crazy to see how everybody, like, after Nipsey passes, you know, how they act and what their reactions would be to people, you know, crying on social media, to people posting up inappropriate videos of Nipsey that they shouldn't, like of him, like lying there lifeless, you know, tattoos and murals and everything. It's just like the whole hip hop community just doesn't know what to do. So everybody's kind of like grieving in their own way. It's sad, man. Let me know what y'all think about this. Alright, so it's April 6th, right? Saturday, so 4/20 is like maybe 2 weeks away, like 2 Saturdays from now, right? And How High 2 is coming out on a Saturday, right? So when I seen it, first of all, I'm like, why? How is a movie coming out on a Saturday, right? When I seen it, I'm like, all right, yeah, you know, they've been talking about How High 2 for years now, right? And so, you know, Red and Method Man, they was in the first How High, you know, all the fans, we hyped, we waiting for How High 2 to come out, classic movie. And it turns out, like maybe like a year ago, they announced that Redman and Method Man would not be in the movie at all. Matter of fact, you know, Redman gave an interview a couple months ago, and he was like, you know, I'm not mad at them that they didn't include me and Meth in the movie, but you know, how high is even a term that, you know, Method Man came up with when they're like, how high, so high that I could kiss the sky, up to the sky, you know. The whole concept of them, you know, being like college kids, you know, who smoke weed and who would like smoked his friend's ashes because his friends died, but his friend was like a super genius. So now every time they smoke the weed with the friend's ashes, they like are super scholars and they like passing all kind of exams and getting into all kind of like nerdy clubs that they normally wouldn't get into except because they smoked their super smart friend's ashes. Like that whole concept was Redman and Method Man's concept, right? So, you know, Redman, for them to like not even contact them, he said like he kind of felt away, but he's not really mad at you know, the two new actors that are going to be in How High, which are Lil Yachty and DC Young Fly. But he just kind of like feels a certain way towards the people who own the rights to the movies. You know what I'm saying? So actually MTV, they own the rights to the movie. And like back in the day, like between American Pie and Jackass and How High, like MTV used to actually produce mad movies too. And they used to have like some good ass movies that were like part of the culture that came out in theaters, right? But also, this is crazy because How High is not coming out in theaters, yo. It's coming out straight to TV. So 420 on Saturday, How High is going to be on MTV. Like on channel 53 or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a little weird. I really think they should have put it in the movie theaters. I really think that they should have at least had a cameo. Like if y'all want to like try to like gear this towards like the same demographic, college kids, and we all know Redman and Method Man ain't no college kids no more. I get that part. Even when they filmed the movie back in the day, them niggas wasn't college kids, alright? So you know they ain't college kids now. But at the same time, at least have them pop up with a little cameo or something. But the movie's not out yet, so I don't know. Maybe there is a cameo. But basically, the concept of the new How High is like these two stoners. I don't even think they go to school or nothing like that. But DC Young Fly and Yachty, they find some kind of like weed Bible or something like that. That was like in a brick wall from like years prior. So maybe that's the Bible that Redman and Method Man left. Or whatever, and then they open it and they see like all these cool things about different strains of weed and things like that. And nowadays that, you know, weed is a lot more legal than back in the 90s and everything when Redman and Method Man did the original How High. I think with this one they're gonna do like a startup company, like a munchie delivery service. So like, hey, I'm chilling, I'm smoking, I want some munchies. All I want is one Rice Krispies treat and a super large 7-Up or something like that. I call these dudes and they'll come literally deliver me my munchies, you know, which is actually a cool concept. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it's coming out on 420, man. We'll see how it is. But I am kind of disappointed that it's not like really coming out in movie theaters and it's not going to be like big and huge, you know. Mike Epps is going to be in it, and he was in the first How High, so that's cool. And like a few other people are going to be in it. Like there's going to be some dope ass cameos, and I'm sure it's going to be funny, but why not release it in movie theaters? Like what's going on? But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this. Alright, so there is this like conspiracy. It's not even a conspiracy, but it's like this really crazy situation that's going on around like Lil Uzi Vert, Eternal Atake, and like all his music, right? So we spoke about how, you know, Lil Uzi Vert said he's retiring, right? But we all know that he's not really retiring. He just said that he was retiring because he was frustrated and fed up with the music game, right? But specifically his contribution to the music game, because he's having issues with his record label. Also his CEO, you know, Don Cannon and DJ Drama, who Cannon and Drama are like mixtape DJs from like Atlanta from back in the day, right? They signed this dude from Philly. and they have their record label, and now, you know, he's on there. But there's a few other artists on there too, right? So originally, Eternal Take was supposed to come out like months ago, right? They kept pushing it back, and Lil Uzi Vert is like, hey, the record label won't let me put it out, right? So everybody thought, okay, why they not letting them put it out? Maybe it's that they don't see that there's a hit on the album. Maybe they want him to come out with another EXO Tour Life, and he's not doing it. So no, you hold the album until you drop another EXO Tour Life. Maybe they think the album's trash. Maybe all of this is a buzz around creating, you know, a huge like fanfare for the album, and that they have a date for the album, and that all this builds up to that album, and it's all theatrics. Like, we don't really know because we're not sitting in the meetings with Lil Uzi Vert, Canon, and Drama, right? But what we do know is all the shenanigans and stuff that go on social media, right? From Lil Uzi Vert saying, don't get too close to the boss's daughter or the boss's girl, that's why my album's not dropping. To another artist from Lil Uzi's record label saying free Uzi, and Uzi commenting on that saying, you know, why don't you go sit down somewhere? And then DJ Drama commenting on that, telling the other artists, you better shut up before I mess up your career too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of theatrics, and I think that sometimes it's just really hard to tell, right? But anyway, the fans are getting sick and tired of all of this, right? So Lil Uzi Vert is still a millionaire, right? He don't really got nothing to worry about. Drama and Canon are still millionaires too, and they ain't got nothing to worry about either, and everybody's going on with their life. But you know who's really suffering? The fans. The fan who really loves Lil Uzi Vert music and is looking forward to listening to that new album on their way to class. You know, the fans that listen to Lil Uzi Vert while they study for their big exam. The fans that listen to Lil Uzi Vert while they at work on the computer, and now they got to keep on listening to the same songs because Eternal Take is not coming out. You know what I'm saying? So that's the real victims here. So all of these shenanigans and all of that, the real victims are the fans, right? So the fans got sick and tired of waiting, okay? Discord, right, is a message board for, like, you know, video game players, right? I'm not like big into video games and nothing like that, so I don't really know that much about it, right? But I do know that they managed to do like a crowdfunding kind of thing where they were like, you know what, we are gonna start leaking Lil Uzi Vert music, right? And there's some hackers there. There's a hacker there that, you know, famously known for leaking Lil Uzi Vert music 3 years ago. He leaked some Lady Gaga music. Like, this hacker is like on his shit, right? And he managed to get, you know, $1,200 from, you know, just various people, and he says, yo, send me the money and I'll leak another Lil Uzi Vert song. So now songs off of Eternal Take, they keep leaking, yo, which is crazy, right? Because this is going to mess up the bottom line, obviously, for when the album really drops. Unless now they're going to go back into the lab and record all new music, right? So Free Uzi came out. That song was good, right? The other song that leaked was called like Rap. Let me see. What was the other song called? But that other song that leaked was really good too. Money Keep Coming, right? So I listened to Money Keep Coming yesterday because it leaked yesterday, and it was really good too. So I'm like, when is the album coming, right? But now, you know, Lil Uzi Vert put up a post saying that I hope y'all know that every time something leaks, it's just gonna take longer for the album to come out, right? So y'all have fun. That's what Lil Uzi Vert said, right? And it makes sense, because if a song leaks and y'all get it for free and you already heard it, and I can't charge people $1.99 on iTunes, and let's say I have a 12 song album, well, now I got an 11 song album, but I need 12 songs, so now I got to go back into the studio, maybe record a new song, or maybe not. Maybe I got like hundreds of songs recorded, but now we got to go through those, pick out a new song. Do we have to clear samples? Do we have to clear features? Do we have to, you know, a lot of different things. So that makes sense that every time a song leaks, if this was something that was selected for the album, that now it's going to take longer because we got to go through a whole process of selecting another song for the album or creating another song for the album. You know, either way, you know, it's just insane. But like I said, all of this could all be theatrics, right? The first single off Eternal Take could be that Free Uzi joint, and the second single off Eternity It Takes could be the song that leaked yesterday. When it didn't really leak, it just came out yesterday. You feel me? But the way that they package all of this up and give it to us is just the way that we see it. So we would never know, you know, what their real intentions really are. So I don't know, man. Hopefully Eternal Atake drops soon, and hopefully it is a classic like everybody's hoping it would be, and you know, just hopefully nothing else leaks from it. But I feel like the album's probably gonna drop next Friday, to be honest with you, man. Remember when you heard it first, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about all this. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on everything. That's Jonny Fastlane on Instagram and Twitter. And you already know what to do. Peace.